Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to Joe's Retro World. Today, I want to talk to you about why you should get back into retro gaming. Alright, y'all. Let's get into it. As you can see, I'm sitting here just chilling. Chilling with my systems, chilling with my TVs, and just enjoying myself. I just got off of work. I'm tired. I'm exhausted from work. And a good getaway is to sit over here, play a little Mortal Kombat, play a little Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and just enjoy myself and relax. And right now in 2022, there are so many ways you can do this. There's so many beautiful ways to retro game. I mean, you can do it literally from almost any and every system out there now. People have given us mods, given us jailbreaking, giving us new ways to be able to play games from simply a SD card on almost every single device out there. I have a Wii, I have a Super Nintendo, I have a PlayStation 1, a 2, 3, and a 4. I got a Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Xbox 360, and I just recently got an Xbox, the original, from my son's best friend. It's not working. I believe it's just the power board, but I'm going to make a video showing how to correct that issue. Well, we're just going to buy a new one. But anyway, that's for another day. That's another video. Today's video is just showing you that if you want a retro game, go out there and look and pick what is the way to, what's my favorite system and what is the best and easiest way for me to retro game now in 2022. So I'm going to go through and just show you just a few things that maybe it can help you to where you're not spending a lot of money, but you're enjoying yourself. You get into full effect of true retro gaming. And what I mean by retro gaming, that is just playing any game from the past. Okay? It doesn't have to be, oh, well, you all you play is Xbox 360. That's not that old. All you play is PlayStation 3. How you call that retro? Hey, that's because that was back in the day when I was a kid. I was a teenager. That's what came out. And now that I'm older and as an adult, I can go back and afford to play these games now. And I can enjoy them to the fullest because somebody out there has improved a game, improved a system, or made the game even better onto PlayStation 4. You never know now. Right now, it's just awesome. You got a Mister, and a Mister is a program that uses FPGA technology. It's not an emulator. It actually does the exact same thing as those chips and those original equipment. So your games play exactly like if they're played on that original system through original hardware, And people love that. And then those Misters are capable of putting out an HDMI signal, which is upscaled. It's capable of putting a VGA, a component. No matter what you hook up to it, there's an adapter. It's crazy. And some dude has been working on that. And finally, right now, the Mister is just awesome. If you haven't seen the 240p at 120 hertz videos, man, you're losing out. Google them. Go out there. Go on YouTube right now that you're on YouTube looking at my video. When you're done, go and check that one out. And look at how beautiful your 240p signal at 120 hertz because you know how to adjust your Mister, whatever. Somebody taught you just like somebody taught that dude, in the video. Sorry. I'm over here chilling, drinking, and enjoying myself while I play my games. That's how I like to do it. But yeah. Sega Saturn, it has a disc emulator, so you can play all the games just on an SD card. But also, you even got an adapter where you can put it in the back of it, like the Action Replay, but it allows you to play burnt discs. So if you don't want to change out the disc drive, you can just put that device in, which is like $50 from eBay, $40, something like that, and it'll let you play burnt CDs, DVDs, whatever, and play those games on the Sega Saturn. The Dreamcast was actually capable of doing that, so if you don't want to change your laser disc, you can just burn CDs. The technology is so old and cheap now that it's no reason why not to do it if that's what you want. It's $20, dude. my Sega Genesis, I used the Mega EverDrive that Chris made, and like I love it because he's constantly updating the software and the firmware on there to be more compatible with more games. So it doesn't matter what EverDrive you have. If you got it for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or the Nintendo 64, whatever, all of them will play and run great. And any game ROMs that didn't work before most likely will work now because he updated his stuff. Back in the day, that wasn't possible. You know, the internet wasn't as popular or as friendly as it is now. Now we're able to just go and update everything and almost anything we want over the internet. Okay? It's just really, really simple right now. I have that Wii down there. That's just a regular Wii, but it's a backwards compatible Wii. And I'm able to play the Wii and GameCube games on it with the original controllers and everything. It was designed to do that from the factory. But I'm also able to play Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx, all that. Because why? Because it's jailbroke. And you can put the homebrew channel on there. And that is a very easy process because it got even easier, like I said, in 2020, 2021, 2022. People just keep improving on those ROM hacks. And that's, well, not ROM hacks, but hacks and jailbreaking your devices. That's just beautiful because soon we're going to have a jailbreak for the PS4 where we can put RetroArch on there. And then you'll be able to emulate all those other emulators like the Sega Saturn and PS1 and everything like that. Because if you got a Wii U, you can emulate PS1 using RetroArch on it. It's capable of using it. It's good enough software. But that's available now. That's crazy. And then if you got a new 3DS, you can jailbreak that, put the homebrew channel on that, put emulators on there, and play everything from PS1 all the way down. And I found that PS1 plays better on that than it does on my jailbroken PS3. And this is my jailbroken PS3 right over here. There you go. It's right over here. Sorry that it gets so dark, but that's the only way to see these CRTs. Filming CRTs is very difficult. You got to turn your brightness down and lock your focus. So that's what I had to do because now you can see how it has this black bar going from the bottom to the top. Every so often you'll see it shift through there. But I also have a Super Game Boy, and that Super Game Boy has its own multi-cart. So I'm able to play every single Game Boy game on that. And then I can play it on the Super Nintendo on the big screen. So that's beautiful. But on my Wii, back to the Wii, which is also very great. I'm able to play Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, all those games on there also. And that's just really fun. Nintendo and all that. It's really nice, especially with a wireless controller. The Wii and Wii U are just a really awesome emulator device. You know, it's just a retro beast. It really is. I highly recommend you do that. And then right now, there's so many of these TVs that are just being thrown away. You can virtually find, if you're in the United States, and depending on where you're at, it's a little easier in other places. I live here in Dallas, and I found that it's pretty easy to find TVs for free, especially on OfferUp. Yeah, they're giving them away, or sometimes the most expensive will be like $20. But yeah, you can find some good deals. And and you can get a CRT, and hopefully find one with component, which is the closest that you're going to get to red, green, blue signal, unless you modify it here in America and put a SCART, input and all that stuff. But that's not necessary. You don't need to do that. You can just do like I do and get HD Retrovision component cables, and hopefully your TV's CRT's component cable input compatible, and you'll get the best freaking picture. Because that's exactly what I got now, is HD Retrovision hooked up to my Sega Genesis. And this allows me to get the most beautiful and sharpest image possible out of a Sega Genesis Model 1, which naturally puts out red, green, blue. And in Europe, they use the SCART cable, but it's at 50 hertz. Here in America, we're on at 60, and we don't want that because, America always wants to be different. They never want to do what the other worlds do, like the metric system, you know what I'm saying? So we stuck with component as the best, but trust me, component looks really good. And then also, we have so many parts that we can order so that we can mod our shells of the systems. We can mod the screens of the systems, the buttons. We can put a red, green, blue mod in it. If you have a Nintendo that has the old pins in it, you can replace it with a new 72 pin, and it's not too hard because the equipment now is pretty cheap to buy now instead of back in the day when it was super expensive. And then everybody has videos on how to do it, so you can just watch a video and do it. But you can also send it in because a lot of people repair that stuff now and mod it for you. It might be a little pricey, but somebody's out there gonna do it for you, or you can just buy one already got all fixed up. You can do that too. So right now is an awesome, awesome time. I'm loving it because back in the day, all I had was a PlayStation 2, a couple of games. Need for Speed Underground was my first game I ever got, and I was in love. And now I have almost 30, 40 games on an SD card, and I play it right here using this little device. This is the PS2 MC2, S10, and this allows me to play PlayStation 2 games on SD card right here. Yeah, just a little SD card right here. That's it. Ain't that beautiful? The times, y'all, the times. Before we can still use a USB to play it on there, but I don't need this. I use the SD card now to play my PlayStation 2 games. Just a free McBoot and a little device. And that's it. And I could actually carry the whole library if I want on this one SD card if it's big enough. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. They got new controllers, that work awesome, feel and look, and sometimes are better than the original equipment. Not always, but close to it. And then we have people that are starting to get back into repairing this equipment for us, the CRTs. So that's becoming more readily available after, people had stopped because it was obsolete technology. But now it's becoming more and more, how you say it? People are getting more CRTs and wanting to get them fixed. So now the demand is out there. So we're having people that are repairing it. But there's just so much to talk about, y'all. But I can't say it all. If not, it'll be 2-3 hour video. I don't want it to be that long. So I hope you go out there and find you a system and look somewhere like Facebook Market and don't overpay for nothing. Look and offer a Macari app. Look in those different apps, those different places and stuff. But never overpay. Never overpay. That's one thing I can never stress enough is that do your research. Go out there and look at the average cost of a system. Right now, if you go to Macari and you want a Sega Saturn, get the Japanese version. They work identical. They play the same. There's nothing different. There's nothing except for it's a Japanese version. And to me, this gray with the black and blue buttons is a lot prettier than the American version, which is just all plain black. And then you can get it for about $100 to $150, okay, depending on how beautiful it looks. But most of them are $100, okay? So don't go out there and think, oh, I gotta spend $400, and kill myself and break the bank. No, you don't have to do that. You can find PS1s for $30-$40 all day on Macari, on eBay. You can find PS2s from like $50 up to $100, and that's in good condition with working with controllers and the plug. You know what I'm saying? And a couple of games. I got mine for $40, but that was 2 years ago. I got it for $40 with everything I needed, the controllers, the cables, everything. PS3, I got it for $60 with one controller and like 10 games. They all sucked except for Call of Duty Part 1. That one I loved, I kept, and I got the other ones. But same thing. I just bought recently a Nintendo top front loader. I got it for $30 because they thought it was broken. It just needed good cleaning on the inside. Clean it with alcohol and a toothbrush, and it played the games fine now. I found me a Super Game Boy. I got two of them. One for $15. That was the Japanese version from Japan. This guy was selling on Mercari. I got that one because people love the American version. And so those are from 30 to 80 bucks, depending on how good of a mint condition it is. But don't ever pay 80 bucks unless it's in a box, brand new looking, you know what I'm saying? But 30 bucks is a good price for a Super Game Boy, the American version. Don't pay too much more. 40 bucks at the most if you're really desperate, but $30 all day. Same thing with a Super Famicom. $15 on eBay. 15 bucks for a nice one. $30 sometimes for two. You know, if you can find the right one on eBay. Mercari and all them, they're a little more high expensive, but eBay all day for that. Sega Game Gear I got down here. Same thing. Those go for cheap, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. A lot of people just get rid of them like it's candy because we're so prone to going, bad and the screen sucks and all that. But they got all kind of mods for it. Where you can change the whole motherboard. All you need is just a few things from an original one. And then you got your 3DS, you got your Game Boys. A regular DMG Game Boy, 40, 50 bucks. That's it. Okay? New Nintendo 3DS, those you're going to pay anywhere from $150 to $250, depending on how minty it is. Okay? That's just the way they are now. I got my Galaxy Edition new Nintendo 3DS for $200 even. And that was the going price at that time. And now they went up a little bit more, like $250, $300 sometimes. Because inflation, you know how it is right now. But Game Boy Advance, those anywhere from $40 to about $75 is what the price range is now. Game Boy Advance SPs for a 001, the regular ugly screen. Because the other one is a brighter screen, which is like a 101. Those go for like 300 bucks now. It's stupid on eBay and all them. 200. I've seen the lowest. But you got the Game Boy Advance SP, the regular first models with the regular screen, not so pretty and bright as the other one. AGS 001. Those are like $100 now, still $75. They fluctuate back and forth. Some people try to sell even ugly ones for 50 bucks, all scratched up, messed up. Try to get it as cheap as you can because you can always send it off to get modded or you can mod it yourself. I suggest you mod it yourself. That way you can learn and experience the beauty of retro gaming and everything that it provides now. Okay? Then you have shells for your Sega Genesis, your Super Nintendos. They got clear ones, different color ones. Same thing for the PS2. AliExpress has a lot of that stuff. It takes a while to get it, a couple of months. And it's just the way it is. HD Retrovision, everything they pretty much sell is on call or wait, you know what I'm saying? So you got to wait. I waited 3 months by the time I got my Super Nintendo cables. I paid that $65 and waited 3 months for them to come. And that kind of sucked. The PS2 cables, those were on Amazon. They came in 2 days. Same thing for the PS3 I got. The Wii cables. I got HD Retrovision for all my systems because those are the highest quality cables for retro gaming right now if you got component, inputs. And so I use them, and they just, to me, it's just awesome color. Everybody can vouch for HD Retrovision cables. They're worth the money. Now, the Nintendo 64 consoles, those have gone up really expensive. I personally just don't like it. I don't find it fun. And I'm able to play every single game on my Wii. And maybe that's the difference, but I only have Star Fox 64 because that's one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. And on my new Nintendo 3DS, I even beat Star Fox 64, new Nintendo 3DS version. I beat that one the first day I sat down and played it. It was such a beautiful game. But Nintendo 64 goes for about $150 for a bundle. $150. And it kind of sucks that it's so high, but everybody loves Nintendo 64. If you get an original controller, cables, everything, boom, you're good to go. But, okay. I just wanted to make sure I gave you at least some pricing. I had forgot to include that and mention that, but I remembered, so I said, no, let me go ahead because I don't want y'all to go out there and overspend money on shit that you don't need to be spending money on, okay? Don't ever overpay. Okay, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. Until next time, peace and much love from Joe's Retro World. Joe's Retro World.